Hey everyone, it's Emma, and today I am going to be working on my week in the life. So I already have finished my Monday to Friday pages and they're all here. And at the beginning I have a highlights page where I'm just going to pick out some of my favourite photos from the week and do a tiny, and I mean tiny because this is very tiny little tag, and put them in these little craft folders that I cut out and made. I've already cut out my reason why, which will go on the back of my highlights, and then I have this transparency that came in the mini kit, so I'm going to be putting that probably in front of my highlights. Yeah, I think I'm going to put it in front of my highlights, so I'm going to be cutting that out, and I think when I've done that I will be pretty much finished, apart from binding up the entire album, because I'm going to make a cover and a side for this screw post album. So let's get going. So here you can see that I am red line taping in those little craft squares that I made. I have a bit of a love-hate relationship with that red line tape and those little red back-ins. I did kind of line it up, but I wasn't trying to be overly precious about it. I think what I've learned from doing this type of journaling is it's a lot of fun, but if you strive for perfection, you're on a bit of a hiding to nothing there. So I just eyeballed it, and I thought it looked fine. I've never gone back from stuff that I've eyeballed and thought, oh, I really need to redo that. So I had these little tags that I got in a Heidi Swap kit actually, and I'm just measuring them to see how tall they need to be to fit into those little craft squares and not overlap too much the ones above. So I'm just going to trim all 6 of those down. And now I am just attaching the photos to the tag with a brad. But before I do that, I just put a very small amount of journaling, just a little hint of what the photo is about. It didn't need to be very long. And here I am, I'm just trimming off the size of a pair of scissors. As you can see, I was going to use a knife, but then I found that actually it was quite tricky to do it with a knife, and cutting it was absolutely fine. So now I'm going to be working on my reason why page. I've got a piece of card there which I'm just going to do some test stamping on. I originally thought I would use the Otterrock, which is kind of like a grey colour, maybe a hint of green in there, and I'm just testing to see how much pressure I need to put on for the stamp to work well on this particular card. I find that different cards have different absorbencies, so I always do a little bit of a test first, and then I decided that actually I think the black would look better. This is from the Begin stamp kit, and there's also a little arrow there, and I'm just testing to see whereabouts I want the arrow to appear and putting on both of those stamps, and I really like the way that that turned out. So the next thing I'm going to do is I've got the vellum with the quote on, and I'm just trying to figure out where I need to cut the vellum so that it fits my 5x5 album. It was pretty easy actually. I just needed to cut 1.5 inches off the top and then measure out 5.5 down, and then that was the exact size, and it worked really well in the middle. Emma, and I'm back. My camera ran out of battery unfortunately, so I apologise that you didn't get to see me put the rest of these pages together because I didn't realise. So I just thought I would pop back and show you what they look like. So this is the highlights page, and it has the 6 little cards with the little tag inserts, and inside each one there's just a little flip out tag that you can have a look at. I've not bothered to do anything on the back. I just want to try and keep it simple and get it done. And then on the other side is my reason why with the stamping that you saw me do before. And then I have these little plastic sheets here, which is what I use to insert all of my pages into my album here. The reason why they have these little plastic attachments rather than paper is that it takes a long time to score all of the paper, and it doesn't always fold very well and can actually rip. So I just find that adding these plastic sheets works much better and allows the pages to turn perfectly fine. So I'm just going to pop that one back on there. And then this is the transparency page that we saw before, the vellum, page, and I just added a little sun and a moon and two little stars either side, and just nothing on the back. Now this one I will have to score because I couldn't really find a way to attach the plastic without it showing on the vellum, so I've just added some card here, which I'm using throughout anyway, to provide that element of where I can put it in. I'm just, at the moment, I'm not quite sure whether I'm going to have it at the front. I think it looks fine at the front, actually. It kind of sets it off all quite nicely, so I'll probably keep it there. So that's where I am up to right now. I hope you enjoyed watching the video, and I will be back to show you how I'm going to make my covers.